Hey, it's Alicia Lyttle with a quick tip. It's all about how to register your domain name and why you should do it right now. So, two domain name types that I want to talk about. One is your personal name and the other is your company name. Now, your personal name is just yourname.com. Mine is alicialyttle.com. So you can see I've registered my personal domain name. I've also registered the misspellings. People commonly misspell my last name and put an I there. If you go to alicialyttle.com with an I, it'll redirect you to alicialyttle.com, my official blog. Now, I've also registered the other domain name extensions being .biz, .info, .me. So if you go to alicialyttle.me, there's a totally different website with something I'm promoting on that website. Now, if your name is not available, you can do something like Alicia Lyttle Online. So adding the word online at the end, or Alicia Lyttle Live and adding live at the end. So think about that if your name is taken by someone else that has your exact same name. And that usually works very well. So for your company name, my company name is palsocial.com. One of my many companies, I registered that domain name. Now, this is the reason why this is an urgent message to you. I have really noticed for our clients, for myself, an increase in domain squatting. These people, called domain squatters, they buy the names of celebrities, rising entrepreneurs, and business domain names cheap. They buy them for like $10 to $15 a year, and then they resell them for hundreds, if not tens of thousands of dollars. You've probably seen on TV that some companies have had to buy their domain names for millions of dollars. I personally know someone who's bought a name for over $1 million. Now, you don't want to get yourself into that problem, so I'm telling you today, right now, register your name and your company's name. This has happened to our clients. I've had to buy domain names and negotiate domain names for our clients because they didn't register their personal name or their company name when they should have. And it's also happened in our business. Last night, I went to register one of the domain name variations for one of my businesses, and someone took it and they're reselling it to me for $500. Now, if I had just spent $10 and bought it for $10 a year, I would be saving myself so much money and headache. But I have to do it. I need that domain name variation. So yes, passing on the info to you. So register your name now. Even if you don't have plans to build a website today, you do not need a website. What you need is your domain name and to have it ready for when you are ready to build a website. Now, this is just where we are today. My sister had a baby, but before the baby was born, we made sure that the baby's name had a domain name that was available. Might sound ridiculous, right? But it's not. So now she has her own domain name. She has all of her social media handles. And there's an article in the Wall Street Journal called Why Your Child Needs a Domain Name. But at the end of the article, they say, children will ultimately have a personal brand as adults, no matter what they do. More and more employers are doing searches online to see what they can find from a potential new employee. Skip the rattles and booties and buy a domain name. It could just be one of the best investments you ever make for a child. So true. Even before I read this article, I knew that my little niece had to have her name available before we said, okay, that's going to be her name. Yes? So where do I go to register my domain names? I use domaindiving.com. You probably heard of it. It's really well known. It's so easy to use. And I have 342 domain names on domaindiving.com. Now, there's just a few things that you need to do to get started, and we're going to go live and walk you through. Again, it's really easy. You need to go to domaindiving.com and then click on Create Account. Once you click on Create Account, you're going to type in the domain name that you want. So for this example, I typed in Henry Lyttle and I pressed the search key. So after you type in the domain name you want, if it's available, you'll see right here, good news, this domain name is available. And you can click Select and purchase it. They're also going to show you some other extensions and variations, henrylyttle.net, .info, .org, and you're going to click Select. Now, I get all the extensions if I'm going hard with a domain name. So, for example, I got, for Alicia Lyttle, I have the .com, the .net, the .info, the .org, the .biz, the .me, because I'm doing stuff on all those domain names, number one. And number two, I don't want anyone else to get it. Could you imagine if one of my competitors got alicialyttle.biz and they started running ads about and using my name to make money? I would be so upset. So I just went ahead and got all my domain name extensions. So let's go live to the internet and look at how to exactly register a domain name and all the things that you want to keep in mind. You ready? So here we go. All right, so I'm at domaindiving.com. You should be there too. It should look like this. I have logged into my account. You can see it says, welcome back, Alicia. So I know that I am in my account. I'm just going to click the home screen because I navigated away. Now it says new .coms, only $9.99. Yes, I am going to get one. So I'm going to type in Henry Lyttle. Oops, Henry Lyttle. And then I'm going to click search. What I'm showing you, it says good news, this domain name is available, and then I selected to purchase it. So you'll have a buy button here. You have a buy button here, so you're going to click select, and then it's going to give you a discount to buy more. You're going to click select. So let me just show you. They also have a bunch of different extensions, .club, all these .cos. You've probably seen .co is quite popular. I've never bought a .io. I always get the .biz. I think that's important if you're in business. .xyz, .online. I actually like the .online. For my YouTube channels, for my clients' YouTube channels, I always get them the .tv. If you are a guru, you get .guru. So you can see, this one's kind of a cool one, .solutions, right? You can see if you're a photographer, you're going to want the .photographer. All these different really cool extensions. Let me just get to the bottom. .click, .technology. And so there we go. I think there's 5 more. .us. I have my .us on some things. So you can see that there are different extensions that you can get. Now I've selected 5 domain names and I'm going to continue over to my shopping cart. See the continue to cart button? You're going to press that. Now there is privacy protection. I'm going to talk about it now, but I'm not going to add it into my cart now. I'm going to add it into my cart in the shopping cart, and I'll show you why. So here's what privacy protection means. It means that you can go to a website called whois.com and type in a domain name, and you can see who owns that domain name, where they live, like their home address. If their home address is their credit card address or what they've registered with their domain name, you will see their home address, their home phone number. It's pretty scary. So from personal experience, I'm going to tell you guys, you have to get privacy protection. About 10 years ago, I had a domain name and I had a fan that wanted to meet in person. I did not want to meet in person, but the person still knew where I lived, showed up at my house. When I contacted my attorney, he said, it's your fault. You have your domain name out there and you have not protected it. Anyone can see where you lived. I learned that the hard way and I've been preaching it ever since, especially if you have kids. If you have kids, you better make sure that you get the privacy protection on your domain name. Pretty scary thing if you don't get it. Get it, all right? And then step number 2, you're going to pick your website building. If you want a website builder and hosting, now we're just talking right now about securing your domain name so no one else can get it. So you can skip this for now unless you're ready to go and want the website builder. The next thing is adding an email to your domain. It's really easy to add an email to your domain here, and it's more professional. So my company domain name is alicia@powsocial.com. When I'm emailing potential clients or talking to current clients, it's so much more professional than having some gmail@gmail.com that anyone can get. Don't you agree? So I have alicia@alicialyttle.com. My support person is support@alicialyttle.com. Like, you want to have a professional appearance. So you'll pick the business email. Now, even if your website's not set up, you can still use your business email, which is kind of cool. And then you're going to click continue to cart. So now we're going to go and see our cart where we have everything in it, what's in our cart, and I want to show you about this privacy protection and a few other things. So You see the domain name I have, henrylyttle.com. The terms it says are 2 years. It will default as 2 years because the search engines, Google, likes it better when domain names are registered for 2 or more years. It sees you as being more serious about your business. Those that register it for a year, it's said, and we believe that their domain names don't get indexed as well. Now, AliciaLyttle.com is registered for 10 years because my name is not changing and I do not want anyone to take that domain name. Imagine if you forget to renew at the end of the year and your domain name expires. Those domain squatters get notifications when domain names expire, and then they buy it and make you buy it back from them. And it's totally legal, so be careful with that. So you're going to pick how many years you want it. Let's say for your budget, you only want 2 years right now. So let me just show you one thing here. Let me test something. Okay, so now, one other thing that I want to show you is about keeping your domain names private. Now, we see that we've got our .biz. I'm at the bottom of the shopping cart. We've got our bundle offer, netinfo and org, and we've got our .com. Now, you have 2 options here about keeping your personal domain name private. So right here is keep my personal info public, and right here is make my domain name private. Now I want you to look at the shopping cart. See how it says $170.96? So the price is not changing between keeping it public and private, and that's because with this site, with domaindiving.com, if you register 5 or more domain names at once, your privacy is free for that term. So look at that. That's a lot of money we're saving just because we added 1 domain name. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so this .biz, I'm going to remove the .biz, and the shopping cart got more expensive. It went from $170 to $211. That is because I don't have enough domain names. Let me just switch this to have privacy for free. So just registering my domain names, $138.62. If I add privacy on them, I want privacy on everything. So if I add privacy on everything, I'm at $211. This is just something I figured out. And so now I always make sure I register 5 or more domain names. So now I'm just going to go back and register the henrylyttle.biz. I think the .mobi is really cheap. Let me look at that one really quickly. If you just need to add 1 more to your shopping cart, let's look at it in a minute. Continue to cart. I just want to see for an option for you. .mobi is $10.99 a year, so not really that cheap. So let me add .biz, henrylyttle.biz, because I would get the .biz always anyway. So there we go, .biz. Add it to the cart. And then let's go back to our cart. And I'm actually going to remove the .mobi because I would not purchase that anyway. Now, let me show you. I'm at $170.96. And then when I switch between keep my personal info public, make my domain names private, you see how the price doesn't change? The savings changes. Did you see that? Because it went from $114 to $133. So you got the domain name for private for free for the term that you're registering it for. So after this 2 years is over, you're going to have to renew your domain name, and you're going to have to buy the domain name privacy, and you can't get it free anymore. So another trick is when you register your domain name for 10 years, you'll see, watch this right here, it goes from $114 to $206 in savings, and this doesn't change because it's giving your domain name privacy for you for free for 10 years. Anyway, just a little tip that I found because I love saving money. So you can do the same thing, just put 5 domain names in, you're going to use them anyway, and then you can get that. Let's look at the business email package. You can register, years, 1 year, 2 years or more, but I just do 1 year at a time. It's only $2.99 a month that you register 1 year at a time. If you register 20 for 2 years, there's no discount right now in the business email package. So it doesn't really make sense to do that. So I am excited. There we go. If you have a promo code, when you sign up for a domain diving account, they will send you promo codes. So really look out for it and save them for when you're ready to buy a domain name. And then you can enter that promo code in here, click apply, and then click proceed to checkout. And this will take you to the checkout screen and you will buy the domain name. So you did it. Yay! That's all you need to know to register a domain name. So I encourage you to do it now. Register your name, register your business name, especially if you're a rising entrepreneur, you know that you're a rising celebrity, or you're building a career and a name for yourself. You're going to want your name. You don't want other people to take it. And in other videos, I'll show you how you can build a website quick and easy in just a few minutes to use with that domain name. This is Alicia Lyttle on how to register your domain name. Make sure that you do it now at domaindiving.com. Thanks, guys. Bye.